White Township and in high school athletics, and it doesn't slow down, does it, Chris?
No, we have a lot of good things going on. It's always something, and it's good to be part of it. It's certainly busy around the community.
And you know, while we're talking Indiana High baseball and everything, we should salute the role that White Township played in making sure the field was ready to go every time it was needed this year.
Yeah, they play out at the main stadium out at the arena, and our crews take great pride in getting that field ready for them for the season. And they're the earliest sport that's out there playing. Spring sports in high school level start really early, so it's always a chore to get those fields ready. But good shape this season. They had a great season, and man, let's bring home one on Thursday.
Well, they're working out inside the building in the middle of winter too.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing baseball.
Yep. There's always space available if you can.
Speaking of inside the arena, at the White Township Recreation Complex, you've got a lot of things going on. You've got things coming up this weekend, later this month as well. I know that we have the folks in from the Ethnic Food Festival. They're getting set to go for this weekend. You've got the annual, or not annual, maybe it'll be an annual thing, the Emergency Services Expo coming up on Saturday, June 29th. White Township's putting that on. That's a big event.
It's one of our first big, our own events that we're putting on, and we thought it was a good time to showcase some of the emergency personnel, emergency groups out there that, some of these heroes put their life on the line out there and get out of bed early in the morning to come rescue and things like that. So it's the end of the month here, June 29th, out at the arena. There's going to be your typicals, your ambulance, the fire departments, Life Flight's going to be there, the state police.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be demonstrations. There's going to be electric providers. It'll be a good time to learn about your emergency services. Learn how to volunteer, learn how to get involved if you want to pursue a career. Get the young children out there, let them see the helicopter. It'll be a nice event.
Yeah, it really will, and people will have an opportunity to actually become an emergency responder.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be certainly people recruiting there, and even a drone technology demonstration. Are you the one going to fly the drone?
I am not going to fly the drone now, but I'll certainly be there to watch.
Are you good at that?
My kids have one, but I've never had any true experience with them.
Well, it's a great facility and a great opportunity for folks. Again, that's coming up on Saturday, June 29th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the White Township Recreation Complex. And there you go, especially for kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's really going to be a big time. Okay, other things going on in White Township. Apache Drive, tell me about that.
Yeah, so Apache Drive, we've talked about that for a couple of months. They are getting ready to break ground on that stormwater project, so make residents aware that probably in the next few weeks they'll see some construction activity starting to take place out there. That's a stormwater project. We're partnering with Indiana County on some of the ARPA funds. Mowing the right-of-ways. Our tractor's been out constantly. We have one round of all the right-of-ways mowed up. Seal coating roads. We come in, they put the seal on them. There are a couple roads here in the next few weeks. We have a Bobcat toolcat that'll be out sweeping these roads, prepping them. So there's just a good bit of road work, and we had to pull our road crew away to do some grant work for us out at the rec complex. So they're doing some paving, some walking trails, some curbing, stormwater work.
Mm-hmm.
So they're out there for a few days, touching that up for some in-kind grant money work.
You got to work around things like the stormwater ponds. It's another area that needs attention, and that's a little bit tricky too.
Yeah, and we try to get the tops and the sides mowed. Just the nature of the stormwater basins, they're damp, they're wet, and we can't sometimes get equipment down in the bottom of them. So we ask for people's patience that we'll try to hit the tops and the sides, and if we can't get them, we'll be back around.
Yeah, you got sinking that stuff down in and make a bigger mess than you started.
Bring all the equipment in and pull it out, and you got the ruts.
Route 286, the sewer pump project.
Yeah, that one's been in a long time works, and we are flipping the switch on Monday. So that pump station startup is Monday. So we will be getting notices out to homeowners out there and businesses that they'll be able to start tying into the system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's an exciting development, isn't it?
It is. It's been a couple years now. It's probably been a 5-year project in the works by the time the planning and the design and the engineering, construction, and now startup. It's exciting.
Now, what are the parameters for that? From where to where?
So it's right around it ties in at the airport, but it goes down towards the golf course there on Hamel Road.
Okay.
It goes down to where REA is, the airport businesses there, down through where Campbell Lane, Ober Road. So it's that whole section there, 36 units or so.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's great work that they're able to get something like that done. So that's good news. The traffic signal at Ben Franklin and Warren, that's been an ongoing couple of years worth of project too.
Yeah, so if you remember, we did phase 1 right during COVID, and the astronomical price of the super pools and the superstructures went way up. So we had to cut that project back. So we did phase 1, didn't have enough grant money to do phase 2. So we came back in, applied for Green Light Go, got phase 2 funds, started construction a couple months ago, flipped the switch on, changed everything over, and if you traveled that part of town, you knew there were some issues. You know, we had some radar detection issues when the switch, you know, when they first flipped everything over, and it caused some delays on Ben Franklin, delays on you know, Indian Springs coming this way. So we appreciate everybody that had to sit through that and you know, showed their patience, but it seems to be operating functionally now. So we will have a 30-day test period. We'll monitor, and if there's any issues, I'm sure people will reach out to us. But we're watching it pretty close, as it was kind of a headache there for a couple of days.
Well, one of the things with technology such as that is that you know, when traffic starts to pile up and horns start to blare, it takes some patient folks to realize that me hitting my horn isn't going to do a darn thing to get this traffic moving in.
Yeah.
And so we understand that that's a problem when those technical issues crop up. And anytime there's a lightning strike nearby, or anytime there's some bit of a computer glitch in the software, that's going to slow things down, and that's the price you pay for convenience, I guess.
Yeah, we still see if everybody knows the rules. If you see the light go on flash, be extra cautious, and if it's flashing red, make sure you stop and proceed with caution. And it's temporary.
Yeah.
You know, usually these traffic issues they're resolved pretty quickly. So.
Well, that was the case last week, Indian Springs Road.
Yeah, it took a couple of days, and
No
we
extra
worked with
for that.
PennDOT, the contractor, to get the timings and adjusted the radar detection and fixed it. Up and running now.
Situation on Indian Springs last week, they had to close the lane for temporarily. Is that fixed up now?
Yeah, there was some. It was a spin-off of the project we did last year, but it was an issue with a stormwater pipe and a utility line that was drilled through the stormwater line. So there's always little issues like that that
Sure.
we'll put together address.
Yeah, you got to do things like that. All right, so meetings coming up and events and actions.
Yeah, so planning commission this evening. The last couple of months has been really busy. Tonight we do have a couple small projects, couple final minor subdivisions. They're large projects. And then we have supervisors meeting tomorrow. It is a busy meeting tomorrow. We have solar ordinance. We have a couple sewer planning resolutions. Talking about some projects going on. It's some yeah.
Does the solar ordinance, it seems to be something that folks have great interest in, but it just seems to me to be. Is there that much interest in solar in White Township?
We do see a fair amount of building permits coming through where some residential stuff, nothing large grid scale solar arrays yet, but we did see a small project on Old 119 South, but we have mostly residential going on taking place around the township.
Yeah. Solar's a fascinating idea and a great concept, but they do take a lot of maintenance, a lot more maintenance, I think, than people realize.
Yeah, and I think as we went through this process and we've learned and we've sat through like state organization presentations and things like that. Just make sure you do research and find out the product you're getting and the longevity of them and how they operate.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways you can kind of spin off and go with the solar.
I think the way you put that really is sort of an educational thing. When we find out how townships fashion ordinances and go about the various actions that township supervisors have to do, you can't just jump right at it and just, okay, somebody has a need or somebody has a concern, let's write up an ordinance right away. You have to really research and explore every angle
It's a
Noise
process.
ordinance is the same way.
Mhm.
Solar ordinances, we've heard about those sorts of things. When you're doing an ordinance, you're putting in a new rule for folks. There are different ramifications that have to be considered. You have to consider them all.
Yeah, White Township's a large large municipality, and it's very, diverse from one end to the other with the, the urban and the rural and roads and the communities, the neighborhoods, businesses. So it's hard to get a one size fits all, but like you said, it takes time,
Yeah.
research.
You mentioned the recreation complex a while back. There's some grant work going on there. You talked about the extra work that was done with the road crews out there. You're talking about complex things and all of the different things that have to be done to keep something working well and looking good too. That's important.
Yeah, and I mean that parking lot has not been paved since I've been around at the township, and I've been around quite a while now. So
Yeah.
it's nice to see a little bit of a facelift out there for it, and it's all it's all grant funded, which makes it great. And so that's the outside work, and we're still hoping for some good news here coming up on the inside work and some of the HVAC and the remodeling grant that we're supposed to hear word in sometime July here.
Takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort, and unfortunately takes a lot of money too.
It does.
and that could be
Planning.
something that'll slow you down too. But a lot going on within White Township. Chris, thanks so much for the visit. We appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it, fellow.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Fox News coming up at the top of the hour. Let me check and see if this isn't for you, Chris. That, Chauncey says, nice job, Chris. It's Indiana in the morning. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM